So remember when we heard talks about the model context protocol not too long ago when it comes to the internet computer? Well, I do. I still remember it. And here's the thing. Something's kind of brewing lately. Something's kind of cooking because it's allegedly now in preview. People can kind of test it out, supposedly, and it's going to be having general availability hypothetically soon. So we could very well see that come into actual fruition. Now, people like to say, well, the price charts are not good when it comes to their computer. The market's kind of down. Why is this even a good thing? Well, it depends, the way you take a look at it, right? Even though nothing I say is financial advice, and even though I'm not telling anyone to do anything, from a price standpoint of view, yes, it's not doing good. But in terms of a fundamental standpoint of view, this is pretty fantastic. Now, before I address what I think about the price, I first want to clarify and explain what that even is, right? Again, the model context protocol, because it's going to give like an understanding as to what this could very well be for, I guess, the future of the internet computer moving forward. Now, if we take a look at it, again, this post was made by Dfinity, but even besides that, the model context protocol, what it basically is that it's Dfinity's official connector between those AI assistants and their computer. Like in a sense where, what do I mean by those AI assistants? Like for instance, in the case of Claude or like, ChatGPT or whatever, again, this is going to be like the pathway for, or should I say connector? I think that's a better way to put it, right? Between those AI assistants I mentioned before and the computer. So this is going to bring the computer's presence, I guess, in the space of AI to just, a higher level, I suppose, right? It's going to bring its notoriety higher because if, let's say, we take a look at the computer, I mean, okay, sure, it has an aspect of AI, but it's not as well known as like Claude or ChatGPT or whatever. So this is kind of like a crucial step for the future hypothetical potential development and adoption when it comes to the computer. And again, this is going to hopefully allow for more developers to find it more enjoyable and easier to kind of build on the computer, right? I mean, it's not really easy to kind of think about what that could be as of right now, especially in 2026, but fundamentally, I am seeing improvements. Now, people like to say, think about this. They like to say to me, right? Why even care about this? The price is around $2. It's hovering at around all-time low levels. I'm totally aware of that. And personally, for me, this is voluntary. Like, I don't have to believe in this, right? But kind of my mindset is this. The reason why I don't mind holding, people like to ask me this, so I'm going to answer it. The reason why I don't really mind holding is because my mindset isn't like, I have to leave in a couple weeks, in a couple months or something. If that's my mindset, then I wouldn't want to be in this space just because there's too much uncertainty. There's too much things going on, like on a short-term basis. And also on top of that, the market could be down for quite a while. So of course, when it comes to that, if my mindset is just a couple weeks, a couple months, I wouldn't want to be in this space. Like, I'd leave. But the thing is, the reason why I don't mind is because my mindset is years. Here's the thing. If let's say, like I'm a collector, for whatever reason, right? And let's say I like to collect, hats with a propeller on top. You know what I mean? Like, those hats with a propeller on top for whatever reason, in a pure hypothetical. Imagine if that's what I like to collect. And let's say when I collect them, my mindset is waiting for like, let's say 10 years or something. Now, if that is the case, if I'm trying to wait for 10 years anyways, like let's say a decade, the thing about that is I wouldn't really care what happens in the second, third, fourth, or fifth year or whatever, because my mindset isn't that like, way anyways, right? It's more so for a long-term mindset. So it's no different when it comes to the space. The reason why I don't mind holding is because, okay, things can go up or down. I can't control it, but at the same time, because I don't really mind these short or medium-term movements because I'm waiting for the long haul anyways, that, type of action, I suppose, those type of moves, it's not going to be something that is going to be concerning to me because, okay, let's say things go down. I feel like it's hypothetically unrealized, unless I exit, of course, but I'm just saying, even though I'm not telling anyone to do anything. And then also on top of that as well, because my intent is the dollar cost average, I just don't really mind things being low. The thing is, the internet computer, did you know, right, is actually at around all-time low levels. The all-time low is $1.98. I'm not joking. That's literally the lowest it's ever been in history, right? Right now, we're around $2.10, basically, around that. So if we just go off of $2.10, we're 12 cents higher than the all-time low. Like, that is just it. That's it. We're not $2, $3 above it. No, literally 12 cents. My thing is this. If, let's say, for whatever reason, I hypothetically went back in time and acquired Solana at all-time low levels, would I care about it as of right now? I feel like I'd care because I'd be pretty happy if I did that. I didn't do it though, but I'm just saying. Imagine if back then, like I cared about Bitcoin or Ethereum at an all-time low sort of level. Could you imagine, how it'd feel right now? Now, of course, again, I can't go back in time and it has nothing to do with their computer because we don't know what could happen to projects, right? I never just want to hold one project, but I'm just saying, because I'm a fan of what Dfinity is doing, like in the case of Caffeine AI, OEC, I take a look at also in the case of what they're doing with cloud engines and the upcoming launch of Multidex, hopefully. Again, when I'm seeing all that and I'm seeing that, okay, this is at around all-time low levels, yeah, I don't mind. That's the thing. Now, again, I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but that's just kind of my mindset. So you're telling me that this project keeps improving. It's arguably the best it's ever been in 2026 fundamentally, not in terms of the price, in terms of fundamentals. And yet the price is at all-time low levels, which kind of showcases just how kind of difficult this somewhat period has been so far when it comes to the internet computer and just the space overall. We see many exchanges close up shop. We see many projects out there close up shop, but Dfinity, it seems like they're still doing their thing. So yeah, I mean, as of right now, I'm still going to just be waiting. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Kind of reminds me of Odysseus in the movie The Odyssey, which I, very recently watched actually. I thought it was so fantastic. I thought the storyline, the music, kind of the costumes and everything, I thought it was really interesting. And also the cinematography, I watched it on IMAX, by the way. But I'm just saying, in case someone has watched The Odyssey, without going too much into the details in case someone hasn't watched it, but I'm just saying, like, Odysseus, when he was kind of lost for quite a while and just kind of, wandering around and experiencing all the issues he did, that's kind of like the space as of right now. Not doing too good, things are just not doing so amazing. But, I actually want to mention something. So, spoiler alert, right? In case someone, didn't watch it, just skip, I guess 20 or 30 seconds or whatever. But Odysseus eventually he returned back home. In which case, what does that kind of represent, I think, when it comes to his space? It kind of represents to me that I've just never seen a permanent bear market ever when it comes to this space. I've never seen it. I've seen like projects come and go, right? I've seen like exchanges come and go, but I've just never seen a permanent bear market ever. So if for whatever reason Dfinity and by extension the internet computer, if that could still kind of survive through this market downturn and maybe make it through to a time when the market were to recover, I'm going to Sizzler at that point. Now the reason why I say that is because the internet computer already has kind of the boxes ticked. It's already focused on AI. It already has fantastic fundamentals. Or should I say Dfinity is focused on AI, right? So it already has all this. It's already fitting into the narrative of what people usually am a fan of. Or should I say are a fan of? Let me correct myself there. What's missing? It's just a hypothetical change in market sentiment. That's it. So I don't see anything wrong fundamentally when it comes to the internet computer. It's kind of like Odysseus, right? Making it through that journey. So that's just kind of the way I take a look at it. It has to kind of weather the storm when it comes to their computer because fundamentally, I just don't see what's so bad about it. And the thing is, their computer, in my opinion, just going back to around $9, at that point, I don't even care if it doesn't go any higher anymore, just because we're so low. Now, would I be happy if it did go higher than $9? Who knows? Yeah, of course, but at this point, because we're so low, it's at the point that just going back to $9 feels a little bit quite legendary in a sense where $9 was what it achieved in November of last year. $9 is not that good, by the way, when it comes to this. And yet, the journey back to there is over 4 times from where we are as of right now to that point. So, as of right now, to me, I'm just not really like so concerned because I'm willing to wait for years. I mean, I don't mind holding. I'm not in this space for the short term. So in the meantime, when I am seeing how when it comes to, I guess, the upcoming full-on launch, I suppose, of the model context protocol, it seems like, based off the post they made, when it comes to Dfinity, I did find that to be pretty impressive because that's really going to help bolster and somewhat, I guess, expand their focus when it comes to AI. So I am a fan of that, because if that AI narrative were to come into this space in a massive wave, let's say this market were to recover, the internet computer is now better equipped to kind of handle that as opposed to before, because of all the recent upgrades and whatnot, right? That's just the way to take a look at it. That's pretty much it for today's video. I'll be sure to make more updates though moving forward. So I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a very wonderful and fantastic day. And it's been Lee the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.